The following is a special presentation from WCNC NBC Charlotte. It was 1979 when the last total solar eclipse was visible in the United States. Jimmy Carter was president. Charlotte was a small southern city on the verge of a major boom. Gasoline was 86 cents a gallon. Billy Graham was packing stadiums with his sermons, and James Taylor was at the height of his career. But fast forward 38 years. Now, the historic event is returning within the hour, and the Carolinas get a front row seat to some of the best views in the country. WCNC NBC Charlotte is live with crews from the mountains to the beaches and everywhere in between. Total solar eclipse. The full experience starts right now.
After months of planning and hype, the moment has finally arrived. Over the next 2 hours, we will see the first total solar eclipse visible in the U.S. since 1979.
And we'll be right here with you every step of the way. We have crews spread out all across the Carolinas, from the Smoky Mountains to the Carolina coast, and every point in between. Our crews are strategically positioned along the line of totality to give you some of the best and longest views of the solar eclipse.
A total solar eclipse is one of a kind in our solar system. The sun is 400 times larger than our moon, and coincidentally, the sun is 400 times farther away from the Earth. That means over the next 2 hours, we will see an almost perfect fit.
But that perfect sweet spot, the area where a total eclipse will be seen, is rather slim at 70 miles wide. The umbra or shadow of the moon will be traveling at nearly 1,500 miles per hour, which means you have to be in the right place at the right time to see this phenomenon.
We want to take you live right now to the West Coast, where the solar eclipse is already underway. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? This is a view from Oregon, where the eclipse started about an hour ago. The people there will be the first in the country to see the full eclipse.
Now to a live look at Western Carolina University. This will be one of the very first places in the Carolinas to experience totality. The path crosses right over the Great Smoky Mountains. The partial eclipse there begins in just 7 minutes. The total eclipse will occur there at 2:37. Totality lasts just under 2 minutes, and our Evan West is there live, standing by. We'll check in with him coming up in just a bit. We're also live right here in Charlotte as we count down to the height of the eclipse over the Queen City at 2:41 p.m. We're keeping an eye on the roads, looking out for potential trouble spots as thousands of people rush to viewing parties across the Carolinas. And we're keeping an eye on the sky, hoping the clouds don't block that view.
And look at this, a live look at uptown Charlotte from our camera atop the View building. You can see the conditions out there. Yeah, the skies look pretty good. I mean, good for viewing an eclipse. The partial eclipse here gets underway in about 10 minutes. Again, the height of the eclipse here in Charlotte still about 90 minutes away. We'll be here the entire time with you, too.
So the weather during the eclipse, especially during peak and totality, is key. And our First Warn Storm team is all here today tracking the weather across the Carolinas. John Wendell here in studio with your hour-by-hour forecast.
And Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich is live at Lake Murray, just west of Columbia, one of the premier locations to view the eclipse in totality. Let's start there. Brad, how many people are out there on the lake with you? It looks great out there.
Yeah, it is a spectacular scene on any weekend or any Monday in the summertime. But check it out now. You've got tons of boats now showing up. And the cool thing, what they're doing in a lot of those islands out in the middle of the lake, they're docking there and they're basically camping out to watch the eclipse. We've got people in the water, boats mooring all over the cove behind us. They really accelerated in the last hour or so because it started kind of slow this morning. We were wondering, hey, is everyone going to come out here? But now it seems like all the parties are starting to kick off and people are heading out here. It's kind of weird to be on a lake where typically you're really excited for the sun. In this case, everyone's excited for the sun to go away. So all these people out here throwing parties, having a good time, enjoying the very steamy conditions. And one of the nice benefits we're going to have with this eclipse, it's going to give us a little break from the midday sun, which could cool temperatures maybe as much as 10 to 15 degrees here, depending on how much humidity we have. Now, you might see some clouds in the background. Here's the key part. Those clouds are off in the distance. The solar eclipse is going to happen almost right above our heads. And as I look up right now, we've got mostly clear sky. So don't worry about the clouds. It's where the clouds are in the sky. Coming up in the next hour or so, we're going to start to see that eclipse start here. We've got our pinhole viewers. Everyone's got their eclipse glasses. I'm going to attempt to take some pictures with my DSLR with my solar filter. So we'll try to get some shots and bring it all to you live from one of the best spots in the country to watch this, Lake Murray, South Carolina. But everybody wants to know about the forecast across the Carolinas for the eclipse. Let's go back to meteorologist John Wendell. And John, how's it looking out there? I can tell you one thing, it is hot.
It's definitely hot and it's very muggy out there. Thanks, Brad. First of all, though, let's take a look from Rock Hill, and you can see some puffy cumulus clouds here. I would say that's 10, maybe 20% coverage. Here in Charlotte, we're looking at about 30, maybe 40% coverage with our cloud, meaning there's still plenty of blue out there and good opportunity to see the eclipse. Notice a few clouds out to our west, up through the foothills. There have been a few widely scattered showers popping up here and there. Hopefully they'll be scattered enough to where you'll be able to see the eclipse. There's the showers right along the foothills, but most of the cloud cover, most of the rain, it looks like down toward the Charleston area, basically between Columbia and down toward Charleston. Now here you can see on Futurecast the scattering of cloud cover that we'll see around 2, 3 o'clock. But Brad mentioned the temperature, 90 degrees right now, but factor in the humidity, and right now it feels like 98. So if you're going to be out and about, drink plenty of fluids, hydrate, 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 Sarah.
Very important. Thanks, John. Well, Charlotte will see 98% of the sun covered today. Thousands are packing parks, restaurants, patios, and rooftops. For some, it will be a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Yeah, one of the biggest is getting underway in Ballantyne. Ben Thompson and our Carolyn Bruck are there at the Wingate University Audubon Amphitheater, where the festivities are minutes away. You guys look like you are ready to go.
We have been out here, guys, for quite some time. It went from being a very small event to now this line. The line has formed. There are actually 2 lines here, and this is to get those most coveted eclipse glasses.
You see this lady actually just got hers just moments ago.
Yeah,
a lot of these people, this giveaway just literally started in the last few seconds. They started giving away here. And you can see, Thomas, if you can push back to the line back there, you can see just how far this line goes. There's actually 2 lines. There's the line you see probably on the camera on your TV screen in the front. That's one line, and then they have a second line behind there. The problem is, they only have 1,000 glasses.
And 1,000 may seem like a lot, but as you know, if you're at home and you've been trying to get these glasses, yeah, we have 2. It's not an easy thing to get. So yes, if you come here, it's first come, first serve. People already in line getting those glasses right now. Only 1,000 to give away. So they're asking that people share. So it's a community event here.
Yeah, but they've got those glasses, they've got food, they've got games, they've got a little bit of everything. This is the place to be if you want to stay in Charlotte and watch the eclipse, guys.
Yes, it is a place to be. I know how hard those glasses are. They were tough to get in this newsroom, too.
I know, right? And you got yours, right, guys?
Please. Of course.
I hid them from myself, but yes.
Awesome. Okay, thanks, guys. We'll check back in with you in a little bit. So our live team coverage continues now in Charleston. This is one of the very last spots in the U.S. that will get to witness the total solar eclipse.
Now, Brooke Katz is there live. Brooke, the countdown is on. You got a nice looking crowd behind you, I see.
Yeah, that's right. They're expecting 3,000 people total out here at the USS Yorktown. We're right in Charleston Harbor. If only these clouds would go away, we'd be doing pretty well. But I want to turn around. We have a group of girls over here. What's your name?
Maeve.
Maeve, what's your name?
Aileen. Emma.
Check out their shirts. These are pretty cool. You guys were telling me that your grandma made these for you?
She bought them for us.
Now, what did she put together for you guys?
Eclipse survival packages.
What all was in your Eclipse survival package?
Stuff that started with stuff in space.
Stuff in space. I think you said you...
Hello.
How are you?
Very.
I think everybody's out here is excited. It's a big crowd and it's getting bigger all the time. And I mean, I'm gonna give you guys a little look here too at the media frenzy that's out here. We have NBC National out here as well. So it's pretty cool. It's a different kind of a scene. Again, 3,000 people expected out for this event and they all have their glasses. I've got mine ready. Now we're just hoping Mother Nature will cooperate and get rid of some of these clouds. Guys?
Awesome. She's in a great live location, right?
A great location.
That's Shep.
Sure.
Okay, now to the traffic center. NBC Charlotte's Rachel Roller using our real-time traffic maps to see where those slowdowns are. Rachel, what do you see them?
Yes, Sarah and Fred, we've been looking all over the map to find out where traffic's really picking up. 85 right now is doing really good. A lot of people were heading to Greenville earlier this morning. We saw some major backups there. You can see that we have quite a few accidents working all across our area, but we're really seeing some slowdowns on 77. 77 south moving just 16 miles per hour just outside of Rock Hill. Some people still trying to get last minute to Columbia and also getting to their watch parties. You can see those slowdowns continuing on 85. But take a look right here. In South Carolina, you're going to come across a lot of this. They are closing a lot of the rest areas there due to just the large capacity of people. They don't want them overcrowding. I tweeted out a full list of those closures at Rachel Roller. Fred?
All right, thank you, Rachel. Our team coverage continues. We are taking you live to the roof of Discovery Place in Uptown Charlotte. That's coming up next, where some 200 or so people are gathered to watch the eclipse. Our Larry Sprinkle standing by there, too. We'll check in with him coming up.
We're also taking you live to downtown Columbia, where our own Bill McGinty is standing by. The sky there will go totally dark for a full 2.5 minutes starting at 2:41. Don't forget to share your eclipse photos with us using the hashtag WCNC Eclipse. The countdown continues. Keep it right here.
Welcome back to our total solar eclipse coverage, the full experience right here on WCNC NBC Charlotte. You are looking at a live NASA image right now. This is out of Madras, Oregon, the first in the country to see the total eclipse as it makes its way across our country. A beautiful sight indeed.
Oh, unbelievable. Well, 1 million people are expected to travel to South Carolina to get a front row seat as the path of totality crosses into our state.
That's right. Downtown Columbia, one of the best places to catch the celestial event.
NBC Charlotte's Bill McGinty right in the middle of it all in downtown Columbia, where a baseball game will stop during totality. So, Bill, man, it's loud there. Set the stage for us.
Yeah, so we're here at the Fireflies baseball game. They're a minor league ball club here in Columbia. This franchise is only 2 years old. They used to be down in Savannah, but then they built this beautiful ballpark here in Columbia. So the Fireflies are in the outfield. There's no runs, but yeah, you're right. The game got started at 1 o'clock, and what they're going to do is when the eclipse starts to happen, they're going to pause the baseball game here. They outfitted everybody in here with those glasses. All right, so change of the inning here, or at least we're going into the bottom of the first, rather. The game just got underway a moment ago, but they gave everybody glasses in here. It is a big, big crowd. Sellout here is 7,500 people. They're expecting close to 10,000. The gates are still open, and as I mentioned, everybody is getting those glasses immediately when they walk in the door. But you know what? I'll tell you, everybody's looking forward to a little bit of darkness because it is hot, hot, hot out here. We're in center field, just above center field. It's kind of nice because there's a bar. It's sort of like just out of reach. You know, you're just out of reach. Can I tell you how many times the guy I'm working with said, boy, that cold beer looks really good. And it does look really good, but we're going to wait for a couple of hours. But anyway, this is all concrete up here. It's a beautiful setup. But boy, if the temperature down there is about 95, it's about 110 up here. At least feels like.
Good
Guys,
thing
back
it's
to
going
you.
to cool off. Bill, I have a question with the ball players. How's that going to work? Are they going to walk to the dugout to get their glasses, or do you know the plan for the players?
You know, I don't know the plan for the players. That's kind of a TBA. They're gonna wait to see where they are in the game. I think they're gonna look for like a mid-inning break if they can. But if they can't, I'm guessing that everybody will retreat to the dugouts and probably they'll get their glasses in the dugouts. At least that's my guess anyway, Sarah.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting though. You're in a fun location, that's for sure.
And right within reach.
Right?
Yeah,
there, Bill.
We're jealous.
It's a very lively location for sure.
All right. Well, thanks, Bill. The excitement also building right here in Charlotte. A major solar eclipse tailgate party is underway in Uptown. A crowd is gathered on the roof of Discovery Place for some of the best views in the Queen City. Our own Larry Sprinkle is there making some new friends. Hey there, Larry.
Hello there. Yeah, I'm making a lot of new friends by promising lemonade, which I don't really have right now. Take a look at this. This telescope right here will a lot of folks be able to actually look at the eclipse through that. And it's set up with a filter on it, so when that eclipse starts, they can check it out. And I was talking with the guys that operate this. You can actually see some of the stars in that. That's coming up. We got people spread out all over the roof here at Discovery Place in Uptown Charlotte. We got families here. We're eating. The Relic family. Hello, Relic family. How you doing? They got the only shade left over here. You doing okay?
We're doing great.
All right. You ready for the eclipse?
Absolutely. Can't wait.
All right. Save that sandwich for me. We got people with adult beverages and kids beverages. We got a little display stand over here where they can actually make their own little periscope. It's put a little hole in there, the pinhole. You can do that. And we have, I don't know how many, you got your sunshade, you got that? Is that authorized? What's your name?
I'm Gracie Landrum.
And where are you from?
I'm from Charlotte.
You're from Charlotte, and you are?
I'm Lillian Smith, and I'm from Charlotte, too.
All right. You excited about those shades?
Yes, I am.
Put them on. Let's check it out. Take a look at the sun. How's it look to you?
The eclipse is starting.
It's starting. Okay, we have the official confirmation from right here at Discovery Place that the eclipse has started from one of our experts up here. We're surrounded by about 200 experts. We'll be here throughout the afternoon where the rooftop temperature feels like about 115 degrees, but you know what? No heat will stop folks from enjoying the eclipse and a great view of here. We got the sun. No clouds obscuring it at the moment, and that is good news. I'll be here throughout the afternoon with all these folks celebrating this once-in-a-lifetime experience. Back to you, friend Sarah.
All right, thanks, Larry. I'm surprised you didn't wear, like an eclipse costume or something.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past him. It's still early, so we'll see. All right, let's check in now with John Wendell. John, I heard Brooke was talking about some cloud cover aboard the USS York.
Yeah, especially out toward the coast, they're seeing a lot more cloud cover. The only thing that'll help her out, hopefully they get a sea breeze and move some of that rain inland. But first of all, let's take a look outside from our view camera. You see some clouds out there. I was just out there like 2 minutes ago looking up toward the sun, and there was a cloud in the way. But there was a lot of blue around it, so that since that cloud moves out, we'll have a good opportunity to see that eclipse starting. And that's to be the case pretty much throughout the day. Here's a look from your Rock Hill camera. As you can see, cloud cover. These are mostly cumulus clouds. The coverage here, maybe 10–20%, and there'll be a good opportunity to see the eclipse there as well. But take a look at the radar and the satellite picture. Spotty clouds starting to develop, and also some spotty showers starting to develop as well. Take a look at this one right here. That's starting to move into parts of Cabarrus County. It seems to be drifting back to the west just a little bit. There's also some clouds through the foothills and into the mountains, could cause some problems for viewers there. But take a look at all the cloud cover and the rain out along the coast. And again, that could be our biggest problem for viewing the eclipse. The other problem is the heat and the humidity. 90 degrees right now in Charlotte. It's 91 in Gastonia, 91 in Monroe. And once you factor in the humidity, it feels like the upper 90s out there. Still very hot and sticky. Once the eclipse starts, you'll probably see the temperature go down maybe about 10 degrees. That'll be welcome across the area. Back to you.
Thank you.
All right, let's send it outside. Pretty unbelievable pictures here. This is in Madras, Oregon, the first in the country to experience the eclipse. This is from NASA. We'll have much more on the Great American Eclipse coming up after the break.
Hello, welcome back to our Total Solar Eclipse special team coverage here at WCNC NBC Charlotte. You are looking at another live image from Madras, Oregon. This is the total eclipse there that you are seeing right now. NASA cameras stationed across the country. They have balloons at various points in the atmosphere. This is what you see when you look at it on TV. And they say that people are following this eclipse too, or trying to at least. You'd have to travel the speed of light to keep up with the path that it's going to make across the United States.
It'd be pretty hard, but you can follow it with us right here. We're going to follow it all across the country. The time right now is 1:23. The solar eclipse is already underway across the Carolinas and will only get more intense and more noticeable over the next hour and 18 minutes.
Counting down with us is NBC Charlotte's Hannah Welker. She is live, and you're looking live at Matthews, where a large crowd is gathering on the town green there, Hannah.
It is. It's amazing. More and more people keep gathering, and I have some little friends here who have the coolest glasses. Can you guys show me your glasses? Put them on for our viewers. I'll put mine on if you put yours on. Ready? Oh my gosh. Check those glasses out. They are so ready. They are so ready. They're not going to hurt their eyes at all. They're going to look. Isn't that perfect? I love it. I hope all of you have glasses just like that, or some form of it that you could look at the sun as well in just a little bit. Hundreds of people are expected to come out here, and they actually are out of glasses. So if you don't have them, you're not going to get them here in Matthews, but what you will get is a great party, lots of celebrating, a lot of activities too to teach you about eclipses. So something for everybody, guys.
Yeah, those are glasses plus too. They make a whole mask. These kids will be protected from the sun's rays, UVA rays as well.
Making sure those kids don't take them off, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Thanks, Hannah. Yeah, John Little just ran over here and said you're already starting to see this in Charlotte, so pretty cool. Our live team coverage rolls on now. We're taking you live to Rock Hill, where they're going to have a pretty great view, 99% coverage during the peak of this eclipse.
NBC Charlotte's Billie Jean Shaw picks up our coverage from there. Billie Jean, what are folks in your county doing ahead of the eclipse?
Well, right now there's a long line wrapped around the library at the amphitheater. People are waiting for their solar eclipse glasses, so a lot of parents are in line, and while they're waiting to pick those up, I have some kids with me that are excited. Everyone, remember what we said we were going to do? We have something for you guys. 1, 2, 3. Yay! So they wanted to show you guys how excited that they were to see the eclipse for the first time, and also just to give you an idea of how many people are out here today, I brought a sign, so I'm going to have my assistant to bring it to me. So there's a line wrapped around the library, as I said, and because we couldn't show everyone's face, we wanted to make this sign. A lot of people signed their name. You can see there are hundreds of people that have signed their name waiting out here in York County for the solar eclipse. So we're going to continue to have signatures on here. We're going to pass another board around, but really quick. So I need one person to tell me what they're excited about for today. Okay, what are you excited to see?
That like this is my first time seeing the solar eclipse.
Okay, a lot of people's first time, right? And you made shirts with your sister.
Well, we made shirts with us. I'm excited to be here because this solar eclipse is the first time in 100 years.
And yes, you are right. So this is so good. So we're going to continue having fun with the folks here in York County. I'll send it back to you guys, and we will continue to get prepared for this solar eclipse. See you guys later.
Thanks, Billie Jean.
Ready. They're excited too, right?
Yeah, getting the kids excited for this science.
It's a science lesson.
Exactly. So our cameras are live all along the path of totality as the solar eclipse moves across the Carolinas. You're looking live at Lake Murray, where thousands of people are gathered on the water all along the shore. Our Brad Panovich is standing by live, of course. We'll check in with him coming up in just a few moments.
I want to show you a look now at Wingate University's Ballantyne campus, where more than 1,000 people are gathering wherever you are. Share your eclipse party pics with us. Hashtag WCNC Eclipse. We certainly want to see them. Our live coverage continues after this quick break.
Welcome back to the Total Solar Eclipse Special. We want to show you some amazing video. This is out of Madras, Oregon, the first in the country to experience the eclipse. They saw totality for almost a full 2 minutes. If you go online on Twitter, people are posting some unbelievable images of totality.
This is just the beginning, too. We're going to see similar images across the country, everywhere. People are trying to get a glimpse of history. After weeks of wondering and years of waiting, the countdown to the Great American Eclipse is on. It's been almost 100 years, as you heard that smart child.
Yes, he knew it.
Since we've had a total solar eclipse go from one coast to the other. The Carolinas will have a front row seat to the celestial phenomenon.
This is a live look from Chester County, where students are eagerly waiting for daylight to turn to darkness. Actually, we're going to turn to Lake Murray. This is further south.
Yeah.
People there will be in the direct path seeing 100% of the total solar eclipse. All weekend, thousands have been making their way to the Palmetto State for a chance to watch this once-in-a-lifetime event.
See all those heads turned up looking with the glasses on? Got to use the glasses if you're going to go out there and take a peek.
Exactly. And there are watch parties going on all across the region this afternoon for the big event.
Yeah, one of the biggest is getting underway in Ballantyne. Ben Thompson and Carolyn Bruck are there at the Audubon Amphitheater where the festivities are just beginning. I hear it's getting turned up because people are literally looking up now at what's going on.
Sitting in the grass somewhere, just be prepared.
That's one way to put it for sure. You know, they're expecting 1,000 people, and I think they easily have that by this point.
Something tells me that 1,000 people are already here. So here's the deal, guys. They had 1,000 pairs of the special eclipse glasses that you must wear if you want to see the eclipse safely. Those are probably already gone at this point. And if you're coming to this area, we've been told parking is kind of a nightmare at this point. So just be prepared if you're coming out here. It's a free event, so if you don't have anywhere to go, this would be a good place to see it. It's just going to be difficult parking-wise.
To the point.
TV in a little while. So
hey,
we're on right now.
Get a little shout out on the radio right now, even as we speak.
Let's go, DJ
so
Chris.
The thing is, they got to the point now of where they are only giving away glasses, one per family, to try to make them go a little bit longer so more people can have them.
Very true.
Because there's so many people here. But yeah, the crowd's packed in at this point. We still there? You guys still got us, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, we had some conversation going on in our ears, so I missed the last part of what you said. But I can tell you that one of my friends out there has her family out there as well. They gave her one pair of glasses
for the whole family,
for the entire family, so everyone can share. It's a family event, as you guys said earlier.
Yes.
I want to take a live look now. I want to show you now. This is the USS Yorktown. Yeah, this is in South Carolina, where you can already see. You saw our setup there. NBC News is out there. Al Roker out there. Our Brooke Katz is out there. This is what people are seeing right now as this is happening.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to see this totality happen, and it only happens for a couple minutes, depending on your location, obviously. But Brad Panovich, earlier, he was talking about how back in time, what they used to think. They used to think, ancient China, they used to think a dragon was taking a bite out of the moon, or the ancient Greeks thought Zeus was doing this. So it's unbelievable to see what we've learned over the years, that this can be measured by clockwork.
Yeah,
and
exactly. And that's exactly what they're doing now. NASA has cameras lined up across the country. They've got balloons in the air. They've got aircraft in the air. They're taking pictures. They've got tons of live streaming. If you put Eclipse into the Google bar, we'd notice they've got these images and all of these clips lined up where you can see live streams going on right now as you watch it here with us.
So the eclipse will move over a 70-mile path right through South Carolina, and we have a front row seat.
Meteorologist Brad Panovich, our chief here at the Lake Murray location, one of the best viewing spots in the entire country. Brad?
Yeah, I want to show you one of the cool things I built this week that people made fun of me at first is the viewing box. Tucker, kind of show you how this works. Put it on your head, and you got a hole in the top here. So he's going to put it over. Looks weird, right? So tilt towards the sun. The sun comes through a hole here and projects the sun on the inside of the box, and you can actually see it without actually to look at the sun. Now, it looks kind of silly, but all the kids love this because it's super easy to do. You can just stick your head in there. You don't have to put the glasses on and stare straight up. You can see behind me, too, a lot of the boats and people in the water starting to gather and get ready. It's really cool. Once we saw that first little bite of the sun start to develop, everyone put their glasses on and came out here in the sun and started looking up. Now, we've got a ways to go. It's only 1:34, so we still got an hour till max eclipse. And the cool part about this part of the totality, we're about 92 degrees right now. It's going to get completely dark for almost 2.5 minutes, and the temperature could drop 10 to 15 degrees. Wow. That's when we're going to be able to take these safety glasses off and actually look at the moon in front of the sun, and we'll see the corona. We'll get that kind of diamond bead effect, or you might have heard the Bailey beads. What that is right before totality, the sun's light is going to come through the mountains and valleys on the surface of the moon, and there will be little bright sparks that look like coming on the edge, and then it goes to totality, and we'll see the atmosphere of the sun, which is something we don't normally see with the naked eye, but we'll be able to see that at totality, and I'm going to try to get a picture of it if we can. I can tell you one of the difficult things about viewing this eclipse is the sun is literally straight up, so you almost have to lay right on your back to view it, and taking pictures with a tripod makes it difficult.
All right, Brad, we'll check in with you in just a little bit. Can't wait to see what else is coming up from your location.
Yeah, over the next hour, the moon will cover 100% of the sun across a 75-mile path from Greenville, South Carolina to the coast.
So Clemson University will be among the first in the state to experience totality. NBC's Erica Edwards live on campus for us. Erica, excitement must be building there, I'm sure.
This is the day they have been waiting for years in many cases, and guess what, guys? Things are happening. I put my glasses on just a few minutes ago. You can start to see the moon shadowing that sun. It is very cool. It's a festive experience here. I'm sure you can hear the music behind me. People are dancing. There's got to be probably 10,000 people here. Those are obviously a rough estimate, but I tell you what, shuttle buses keep coming in right over to the side, and people keep pouring out. The whole campus is full of people. It's like game day, but even better. You have university students, you have families with young kids, you have pets. They're all coming together to have a very fun time. Of course, we're about an hour away from totality here in Clemson. That's at 2:37 this afternoon. Totality will last for 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Of course, that's the only time, if you're in that path of totality, you can take off those solar eclipse glasses and really experience totality for what it is. Now, for all of us out here in the sunshine, we have to remember a little bit of safety. Don't forget that bottled water, guys. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Keep yourself safe in the sun. Also, I have my sunscreen. You guys know I'm over there talking about health stories all the time, so I'm going to push the sunscreen this morning. So guys, just a great party. Sarah, Fred, back to you.
Practicing what she preaches.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be crazy when everyone tries to leave that location, too.
Erica, thank you.
All right, we're keeping an especially close eye on the weather in Charleston, where thousands are gathered for the eclipse.
NBC Charlotte's Brooke Katz is there. She's going to watch the eclipse on a ship.
Yeah, that's right. We're on board the USS Yorktown, and guys, some awesome news. We finally got a little bit of a break in the clouds, and people are actually looking up right now. I want you to kind of take a wide shot. All of these people out here, you can see everybody's looking straight up right now. That's because we finally have that break in the clouds. I'm gonna come down here. What's your name?
Grant.
Grant, what are you seeing right now?
Well, it's like, it's an eclipse.
You're seeing the eclipse. Is it cool?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yes. Yeah, it's really cool.
Very cool. And guys, this is pretty exciting here because we've had cloud cover most of the day, so we weren't really sure what to expect, but we've got a nice break in the clouds right over the deck of the USS Yorktown. 3,000 people on board, all very excited right now. We heard a lot of hubbub a few minutes ago, and you can see Al Roker's down there. It's just crazy on board, and you can feel the energy out here right now as everybody's getting a chance to actually view this eclipse, which we weren't sure we were going to be able to do, but you can see it pretty clearly right now. Guys?
I like how you said it. It's an eclipse.
Yeah.
You said it's an eclipse. I like that.
And I didn't even realize, you have to lay all the way back like Brad was talking about to actually view the eclipse with your glasses.
It was a busy day on the area roadways, as you can imagine, with thousands and thousands of visitors expected to make the drive into South Carolina to see the solar eclipse at totality.
NBC Charlotte's Ariel Placencia driving around this afternoon, keeping you up to date on any routes you'll want to avoid. So how's it out there on the roads, Ariel?
Guys, it's actually not bad. We're on I-77 north. We're heading toward 85 because we want to check that out. But north, take a look. Lanes not too bad. I'm going to switch over to our roof cam so you can see the southbound lanes. Those are going to be on the right side of your screen. And as you can tell, not too many cars, and they're moving pretty well. Now, earlier we did see some congestion. I will say that. It was pretty congested between Rock Hill and Chester. But so far, as we've been driving around in the last hour, it is cleared up, so maybe everybody's gotten to their spots already, which is good. Just a heads up, though, for anybody that is on the road, do not pull over on the interstate if you are still in your car when the total solar eclipse is happening, because that is illegal, and I talked to troopers, and they say that they will give you a ticket. Now, we're going to check out 85. I'll keep you guys posted on what we find there, but for now, that's the latest from 77. I'm Ariel Placencia. Now back to you.
All right, thanks, Ariel. Okay, take a look at this. As we go to break, let's take a live look at Boise, Idaho. They are nearing totality. Just seeing these images are absolutely incredible as it stretches across the entire United States.
And that gives you an idea how quickly this thing is moving. Let's take another live look now. This is at Sugar Mountain. This is an image of what we see right now, but come 2:41, they're going to see a 95% totality coverage there. You're watching WCNC NBC Charlotte. We're back in a moment. Welcome back to our live coverage of the total solar eclipse. This is a live look here at Wingate University's Ballantyne campus, where a huge, I mean huge, more than 1,000 people we know because they've run out of glasses. A huge viewing party underway. Our Ben Thompson, Carolyn Brooke there. We'll be checking in with them over the next hour and a half.
Our crews are positioned throughout the Carolinas to bring you the best live coverage of this just historic event. And that includes NBC Charlotte's Bill McGinty live in Columbia to witness totality. Bill, I bet you're waiting for that where it cools off a little bit where you are.
Oh, don't you know it, Sarah? Everybody here is counting down the moments until it goes dark here, but not necessarily just to see this eclipse that's going to be above us. Yes, it's historic, but hopefully it'll cool things off just a little bit. It is so hot and humid down here in Columbia this afternoon. We've got a lot of cloud cover, and the clouds are obscuring the sun right now. The eclipse has started. We can actually see it here. Looks like they've just taken a little bit of a bite out of the sun. This is the Fireflies. This is the Columbia franchise. This is the minor league baseball team. They're playing the Rome Braves today, which is a subsidiary of the Atlanta Braves. So everybody down here very anxious for this to continue, but none more so than me because it is so hot down here.
It's hot there. You've made it abundantly clear. Please stay hydrated, Bill. We appreciate your reporting
Did
out
I
there.
tell you how hot it is? Have I told you how hot it is?
Yeah,
It's a
we
little
feel
hot
for
here,
you.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little
It's
bit.
a little hot here.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but they've been
Thanks,
cool.
Bill.
But it's Columbia, South Carolina, right?
Right. Yeah, they've been cooling off at the bar. Not so for us.
All right, we'll check in with you
All
in
right,
just a
back to you
little
guys.
bit. Take a look at this, though. Unbelievable picture of totality. This is in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And of course, we are going to carry this live for you. So every state, you are getting to really follow along with this total eclipse
The
as it
officials
happens.
here in Wyoming, by the way, they were concerned Wyoming with a population of 600,000. They said the population would double just from people coming into town to
Isn't that
see
unbelievable?
this eclipse go through Wyoming. So another image there, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, and okay, so this is just one of many images that we see.
And a lot of things some people have been confused about is that we've been saying we haven't seen this for 99 years. And we haven't seen a total solar eclipse span across the U.S. for 99 years, but we have seen a total solar eclipse. The last one was in February 26th of 1979.
Wow.
So that's pretty interesting, right? And I think this is a shot of the eclipse starting to happen right here in
our own
Charlotte.
backyard. Yeah, we know that there are thousands, perhaps millions of people paying attention to this right now. We've been telling you all along how important this is to protect your eyesight.
Right.
We've learned, that from doing these stories that you don't even have pain sensors in your retina, so you won't even know if you're doing damage to your eyes until later. Exactly. So it's very important to get those glasses that have been approved by NASA. So you look at this. Normally we don't have a motivation or an incentive to look up at the sun this often, but this is an event that's going on for several hours. So it's very, very important to be safe out there with your eyesight.
Brad did a great Facebook Live video earlier today that was talking about how some people have been scared to have their pets or their kids outside because of the serious dangers of looking up at the sun. But he also said, you shouldn't look up at the sun anyway on any other day.
Yeah.
And so he said, these total solar eclipse glasses that we're getting, you can use those tomorrow to look up at the sun if you want. But really, he was encouraging people to get their kids involved, get excited about science, as we saw in Billie Jean's live shot
right
earlier.
there before our eyes. And the interesting thing about this too, a lot of animals, nature. Animals some will behave normally. Others, like the birds, will be singing their late night songs instead of singing, Kanye West's "Good Morning." They might sing, something by the OJs or by the Isley Brothers because they think it's nighttime.
Yeah, we've done some stories last week about people going to test this out. So it'll be interesting to see tomorrow in the newscast how they did behave.
Yeah. And while most of South Carolina is on the zone of totality, only a small sliver of North Carolina will see 100% coverage. The eclipse will pass over the far western part of the state, right over Western Carolina University.
Now, NBC Charlotte's Evan West is there live counting down with students who just returned to class, getting a very first-hand science experiment there on campus, Evan.
That's exactly right, Sarah. The back-to-school buzz in full swing. This is the first day of classes for the fall semester, but get this, they canceled class from 1 to 3 just so everyone could see this solar phenomenon. I'm going to take a step out of the picture to show you what people are looking at right now. We've got about a third of the sun covered up, but we've got thousands of people on campus, not only students who are affiliated with the school, but alumni who are back. They're excited. They're pumped up, understandably. I want to go visit with some students. How about that? Let's talk to Megan right here. Megan, it's your time to shine. Come on, stand on up. Come on, let's go. So this is your first day of college. How do you top this?
You don't.
You don't. So would you rather be in class right now? Be honest, all right? Are you really into science, or would you rather be learning?
No, I would not.
I respect that honesty. I've actually been speaking to students all day who say they'd rather be out here for this eclipse. What are you anticipating?
Darkness.
Darkness. Hey, sounds great. Can't say it any better than that. Megan, thank you so much. Enjoy the eclipse. Hope you guys are enjoying the eclipse wherever you're watching from. I could say I'm not going to look at the sun right now. That's a bad idea. I got the glasses in my back pocket. But if you were to imagine a pizza pie, we've got about a half of 2 bites maybe bitten out. So we're expecting totality here around 2:35, just around Clemson too. So we'll check back in later today. Guys, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
She was giving you those one-word answers, and pizza made me hungry too.
Hey, freshman in college.
Right, but get them excited. It's going to be fun. So the excitement also building right here in Charlotte. So a major solar eclipse tailgate party is currently underway in Uptown.
Yeah, a crowd gathered right now on the roof of Discovery Place for some of the best views in the entire Queen City. Our own Larry Sprinkle is there making some new friends. Larry, you got some new friends there now?
Got a lot of friends here. We're having a great time. And what's really fascinating is this telescope right here. This is the Flegel family getting excited about looking through there.
Hey, yes, definitely. We're so excited for
What do you think about the eclipse?
Go ahead, Ryan.
It makes you silent. It's so I understand that very much. We have a future astronomer right here. What's your name?
Allure.
Are you excited about this?
Yes,
Yeah, how old are you?
I am 11.
11 years old. Good. Like, that's going to be so much fun. I was just talking to the guy over there. He says you got about a quarter of that covered when you look through the telescope. Over here we have, hey, it's another photographer. Out of the way, out of the way. It's some other competition right there. Thank you, guys. Now, you have pinholes you're making right here. Is it working?
Kind of, yeah.
It's kind of, yeah. What can you see? Show us. Demonstrate that for us. Here we go. We're going to see the pinhole effect right here that the kids are making. All right. Take a look. There it is right there, Dan. Zoom in. Unbelievable right there. That is the safest way to look at the eclipse. One of the most fascinating things is popsicles. And your name is?
Hari.
And you hot today?
Yeah.
You having fun?
Yeah.
How much would it take for that popsicle? Having a pinhole viewer for that. Think about it, okay? We have over 200 people out here, and they are all enjoying. We have a game over here going on. We have what is that going on over there, Dan? Cornhole. Cornhole's going on over there, and we have about 200 people ready to see the almost 98% coverage of the eclipse here at Discovery Place. There's a lot of water. We're very hydrated, but very, very hot. We're going to be here throughout the afternoon, and hopefully we can take a look in that telescope coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Larry. Yeah, everyone's been so hot. I feel lucky to be inside today, except for the fact that we don't get to see it firsthand like you guys.
We're experiencing it. We're enjoying hanging out with you guys at home. As we head to break, let's take a live look now. Another image. That was Union, Missouri. We are not controlling this camera, by the way, so there it is right there. You see just in your sight. Total totality.
It's a tongue twister.
It is a tongue twister. It is.
All right, here's a live look at Charlotte. Here we go. It's starting to happen, and the maximum solar eclipse is going to happen in our area in Charlotte at 2:41 p.m. So stay tuned. We'll have much more on the total solar eclipse experience coming up after the break.
Welcome back now. I want to show you this live image. This is out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where you can see the total eclipse right there. It is a beautiful sight that we have all been waiting for, and now it is here, and people across the country are enjoying its sight.
So thanks for staying with us, everybody, for our live team coverage of the 2017 total solar eclipse. Right now, we're going to take... Oh, we already took a live look at Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yeah,
so let's move on to this map.
Yeah, finally here, Chester County, South Carolina. The moon will cover 99% of the sun, giving folks there one of the best views in the Charlotte area.
So meteorologist Sarah Fortner is there live, getting ready to witness the eclipse with some elementary school kids. Hey, Sarah, how's it going out there?
Hey guys, yeah, one of the only schools that actually stayed in school for the eclipse. These guys haven't checked it out yet, so everyone assemble the glasses and tell me what you guys see.
What does it look like? It looks like a half crescent moon, but it's like a scrape, microscopic.
What did you say it looks like?
A banana.
These are 5th grade kids. About 400 students are going to feel this field right here to watch the totality of 99%. So it's not quite total eclipse, but pretty darn close. And this one right here, she was thinking ahead to the next. How old will you be at the next total solar eclipse?
17.
And what grade would that put you in?
Senior year.
She'll be her senior year of high school. Already looking forward to the next total solar eclipse. Having a lot of fun learning all about science, guys, which is one of my favorite parts of my job. These kids getting psyched about space and science. We're reporting live in Chester, South Carolina. Back to you guys.
And they've been paying attention too. We've got a moon out there and a banana, which are both correct.
We love it. All right, thanks, Sarah. Let's take a live look now at the total solar eclipse as it continues. This is live from the Charlotte area. It is already starting to happen, as that little boy described it. Crescent moon, full totality is going to happen here around 2:41, or the maximum experience, that is. And we'll bring it all to you live coming up after the break.
After months of planning and hype, the moment has finally arrived. Over the next 2 hours, we will see the first total solar eclipse visible in the U.S. since 1979.
And we'll be right here for you every step of the way. We have crews spread out across the Carolinas, from the Smoky Mountains to the Carolina coast, and every point in between. Our crews are strategically positioned along the line of totality to give you some of the best and longest views of the solar eclipse. We want to take you live right now to Nashville, where the partial eclipse is well underway. And did you know this is the only major city that falls completely in the path of totality?
Wow, very interesting to know. And now a live look here at our solar camera here in Charlotte. You can see the partial eclipse well underway. The peak eclipse here will happen precisely at 2:41, and we'll see a 98% coverage here in the Queen City. That means you'll need to keep your protective glasses on the entire time. That is very important. We can't say it enough.
Definitely. Well, the weather during the eclipse, especially during peak and totality, is key. And our First Warn storm team is here today tracking the weather all across the Carolinas. John Wendell here in the studio with your hour-by-hour forecast.
And our chief meteorologist, Brad Panovich, is live at Lake Murray as well, just west of Columbia, one of the premier spots to view the eclipse in totality. We'll start there, Brad. How many people are out there on the lake behind you?
I tell you what, it's really picked up in the last, I'd say, 30 minutes or so since we started our 2-hour special. We really had just a few boats out here earlier, but as you can look behind me, Stuart's going to pan over. We've got a lot of boats which are now mooring and anchoring off the islands and out here in the middle of the lake to get ready for totality, because it's going to get completely dark here. And if Stuart can keep panning right a little bit, you may notice some darkening in the sky. That's not because of the eclipse. There's actually a stray storm off towards the it looks like to the northwest of us right now, and it's going to miss us, but we're keeping a close eye on that rain shower as it pushes through. The good news, that's off in that direction. The sun is still completely out because we've got sunny skies above our head, but this should be a spectacular view. I expect all the boat lights to come on, a lot of the dock lights and the solar lights that people have in their yards. Everything should come on because it's going to feel like it's the middle of the night. The other thing I'm interested to see how cool it gets here. Temperatures could drop 10 to 15 degrees, and are we going to see fireflies and stuff like that come out as it gets dark? So we're still maybe about 40 minutes away from that happening. I'm going to start setting up my GoPro and my 360 camera to time-lapse this all, so we're going to try to capture it all right here in totality. But I know the weather's important. We've got a few clouds, John, but for the most part, right above me, I've got clear skies, which is good news.
Brad, it's very hit and miss with the cloud cover out there. And the thing is, if you have clouds over you now, they may move on out and you'll be able to see the total or the large partial eclipse that we're going to be seeing. Here you can see the spotty nature of the showers and thunderstorms out there. You had this one shower developed over in Stanley County, drifting back to the west. So you folks in Concord may get a sprinkle with that one, but again, you have some cloud cover there. Majority of the clouds right now right along the foothills. Some of those folks seeing quite a bit of clouds. That may be an issue for those folks come the next hour and 40 minutes or so. But most of the cloud cover is right along the coast. Look at the thunderstorms down around Charleston. That is going to be some big problems for those folks seeing the eclipse. Now here's a look at our view from our view camera, and you can see the spotty nature of the clouds. I think that's only about 20% coverage with the cloud cover there. And look at Rock Hill. I mean, that's only about 5% coverage. So some great viewing going on there in the Rock Hill area. But the other story is the temperature. Right now in the 90s, 91 here in Charlotte, 90 degrees over there in Lincolnton, Gastonia, down the Rock Hill, and also in Monroe. But factor in the humidity. It feels pretty sticky out there right now. The heat index back into the mid and upper 90s. It will cool down. We're thinking maybe 10 degrees, especially down where totality will be, maybe about 5 degrees here in the Charlotte area. But when it's like this, you'll take anything you can get, guys.
All right, thanks, John. And as we mentioned, Charlotte will see 98% of the sun covered today, and thousands are packing parks, restaurants, patios, and rooftops. For some, this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime event.
So fun out there, too. One of the biggest events getting underway in Ballantyne. Ben Thompson and Carolyn Bruck there at the Wingate University Audubon Amphitheater, where the festivities are, looks like they're going on right now. They're watching right now. What are you seeing, guys?
It is already, you guys,
I mean,
so incredible.
I'm giddy like a little school kid. Like, this is so cool, guys, what's going on. Like,
it's amazing. Okay, I'm going to tell them a little bit of a behind-the-scenes thing. Ben was like, I guess it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Then he put the glasses on and looked up.
You know,
he looked up for like 4 minutes straight.
To me, it's the definition. It's so clear what you can see when you look up. I'm so shocked that you don't need a telescope.
No, it is absolutely incredible. As you can see, this place, the Ballantyne Corporate Park area, is packed with people. They were expecting maybe 1,000, 2,000. Organizers here are now estimating 4,000 people are here, all to view the Great American Eclipse.
They went through those sunglasses like it was nobody's business. I'd say probably within 5-10 minutes easily. They're now rationing them out to one per family. So that's just how serious it became. Also, seriously speaking, keep in mind the weather. We know they've treated at least 2 people because of the heat standing in line here, because it is very hot out here. People are not only looking forward to the eclipse because of the eclipse, but also it's going to give people shade from some of this heat.
It's one of those things too where I think everyone not only excited to see the sights when in around about 40 minutes we get to actually see 98% of the totality of the eclipse, but also where the temperatures cool down a little bit, because yes, extremely hot out here, but it's a family feeling. They have face painting, they have selfie booth, food vendors, music, as you can hear. It's just a lot of fun out here.
A little bit of everything for everybody. Like we said, this is probably the preeminent place to be in the Charlotte area.
And of course, we're here.
And we happen to be here too.
The WCNC resident party people.
Yeah, I can't help
go
it.
back to
We're going to put our glasses back on, guys.
The music and everything. We're jealous.
We are. Okay, our live team coverage continues now. Let's go to Charleston. This is one of the very last spots in the U.S. that will get to witness the total solar eclipse.
Brooke Katz has been camped out there for quite a while now on board the USS Yorktown. Brooke, the countdown is still on.
That's right. I mean, we're close to halfway to totality right now. Again, we're aboard the USS Yorktown. This is a pretty cool event. It's eclipse on a warship. I can't think of any place I'd rather be. And the clouds have been breaking. I want to bring in a friend of mine, Josh Marthers. He's a local meteorologist here with a local NBC affiliate. And this is really big for you guys locally, just like it is for us in Charlotte.
Well, our particular area is the last spot in the United States that's going to see the eclipse. So that's why we've had a lot of attention. NBC's here, the Today Show's here, Al Roker, Tom Costello. Big focus here on the Charleston area, and this has been a big impact too on our local economy too, with 1 million visitors expected to come through South Carolina because of this. So we've been looking forward to this and planning for this for quite some time.
Now we want to talk a little bit about the low country here in Charleston. The weather can be just anybody's guess.
And see, that's the catch in August. We aren't really the sunniest place on the planet in August. We have a lot of cloud cover. We have a very high risk of rain in the afternoon hours. And when you start getting to an event like this, everybody's looking up, and it's the one. Normally, this would be a nice day down here. You're from here.
This is perfect.
You get that.
Yeah.
But on a day like today, we need a little more sun. I just hate that we're not getting it.
But we've gotten a few breaks in the cloud cover, guys, so we have been able to actually see that eclipse, and that's making for a whole lot of very happy people around here. Guys?
Oh, yeah. So
unbelievable.
Much fun. Yeah. Thank you, Brooke. And now let's take a live look at Davidson College, a campus-wide celebration underway. All 1,950 students are invited. We're talking students, the faculty, the staff, everyone there, all ready to go with their solar glasses. Davidson will experience a 97% totality. The height of the eclipse will be at 2:41. Similar timing here in Charlotte. The partial eclipse ends at 4:03 p.m.
Okay, the excitement also building right here in Charlotte. A major solar eclipse tailgate party is underway in Uptown. A crowd is gathered on the roof of Discovery Place for some of the best views in the Queen City. And our own Larry Sprinkle is there making some new friends. Who do you have with you now, Larry?
I have a brother and sister here. I'll go with the older sister first. Your name is?
Savannah.
Savannah. I can barely see you. The camouflage.
I know, that's the point. I mean, I don't want the eclipse zombies to get me.
And how old are you?
I'm 15.
15, all right. And this is a future meteorologist. Your name is?
Jacob.
Jacob, and how old are you?
12.
12 years old. And so you want to take my job one day?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I want you to put this on, look out there, and tell me how much coverage we have. Since I can't do it myself, how much coverage?
50%, probably.
50%, according to our future meteorologist, 50%. We all have a good time today. We have over 200 people out here. You can see they're all spread out. We got all these future astronomers over here. We got the telescope. That's been a cool part of this. Hey, is everybody having a good time? Yeah. All right. Have you looked up there yet? What do you think? What do you think about it?
I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Okay, I mean, why did you come here today?
I came here to come see the
Don't
sun
you
and
look at
eclipse.
that? No, I just saved your life. You're not supposed to look at that without those glasses right there. But it's a cool thing. Got your hula hoop here. What's your name?
Savannah.
Savannah and
Jasmine.
Let's see you do a little solar little hula hoop there, right there. Okay. All right. Here is Savannah doing the solar hula hoop. Go to it right there. Look at that. Unbelievable. A lot better than I could do. Okay, we are here at Discovery Place. Over 200 people having one incredible time, and we're watching that solar eclipse. Even though it's about 110 degrees up here, people are loving every minute of it. We're going to be here throughout the event, meeting some more people and maybe playing some of the cornhole coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
He says it's that hot out there. I think it's just that Larry's out there. That's
Right, yeah, exactly.
He's making friends in high places, Larry.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right, now to the traffic center. NBC's Rachel Roller using our real-time traffic maps to see where those slowdowns could be today. Rachel?
All right, you guys, here's some good news. This is showing why the South is so great, right? Take a look. 77 is actually doing really awesome right now. Now, we know they've had all kinds of delays on interstates on the West Coast because people were stopping to take selfies. Not what you want to do in the car. All right, we do have some rest areas closed. So if you have friends that were planning to maybe pull into these rest areas off of the interstate, such as 95, 20, or 26, make sure that they know that these are completely closed. I have tweeted these out for you. This is what you'll run into. You're not able to get off the interstate. They're doing that so they don't have too many people just sitting on the side of the road, of course. Again, you can get a ticket for that. Keep that in mind. We have a lot of people also traveling down 85 southbound, heading to the Spartanburg, Greenville area, and watch parties all along the way. You can see we have a pretty bad crash here at 85 southbound right there at exit 90. Things only moving around 20 miles an hour on 85 southbound, which means if you were planning to go somewhere right now, it's going to take you quite some time. Give yourself, just enjoy it for wherever you are. Sarah?
All right, thanks, Rachel. Let's take a live look now at Union City, Missouri. This is unbelievable. They are exactly 5 minutes until complete totality, a once-in-a-lifetime event for us to witness. And here's a live look at Charlotte. Be sure to share your pictures of the eclipse viewing party wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Use the hashtag WCNC Eclipse. We are just minutes away from totality. Our live coverage continues next.
And welcome back to our special edition coverage of the total solar eclipse. This is a live look at Union City, Missouri, where we are less than approximately 3 minutes away from totality there as that eclipse makes its way across the country.
So the countdown here continues too. The eclipse officially underway here in the Charlotte area. This is a live look at Charlotte. You're looking live at our special solar lens right outside our studios here in West Charlotte. Over the next 20 minutes, the moon will move directly in front of the sun until it covers it 98%. And then we're going to bring it to you all live, every angle. Yeah, really unbelievable. 1 million people are expected to travel to South Carolina to get a front row seat, as well as the path of totality crosses into the state.
Downtown Columbia, one of the best places to catch the celestial event.
Yeah, so NBC Charlotte's Bill McGinty, right in the middle of it all, downtown Columbia. Who's with you, Bill?
I've got a couple of friends I've made here at the bar. Very unusual for me, I might add, by the way. These guys are partaking in some of the adult beverages, but we've been sticking to the water, as are a lot of people, because it's so hot. It's hydrate, hydrate, hydrate down here.
Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Yes, absolutely.
You've been hydrating a lot.
Yes, I'm hydrated.
Right,
yes.
Right. You can tell there's kind of a weird light appearing now, isn't there?
Yeah, it's almost like grayish, sort of weird looking. Yeah.
So it's sort of like daylight, but sort of like a twilight.
Yeah, like a twilight. So this is like a great time to take pictures. Twilight is the perfect time to take pictures.
What did you tell me earlier? This is a 99-year event, or it may not happen again in our lifetime. So he looked at me and goes, so don't screw this coverage up, right?
yeah, exactly. Don't mess it up, man.
Right. All right, now who do we have here?
Whitney.
Yeah, and you're a graduate of Providence High School.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
What
I'm
class?
actually the first class that went through McKee Road Elementary School, South Charlotte, and Providence.
How about that?
So hey, everybody.
Yeah. All right, so you came down for this event, or do you live down here now?
I live in Charlotte still. I came down here for this event. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah,
so.
this is Do you see the difference in the light right now?
Absolutely. It feels like it's somewhat of an overcast, like, not so twilightish, but, whenever you sit down and kind of look around and how sunny it's been all day and how hot and humid it's been all day.
Yeah, really
it's starting to kind of fill out a shadow. It's very, very
well, everybody is enjoying this baseball game. We are watching the Fireflies, which is an affiliate of the New York Mets, and the Rome Braves, which are an affiliate of the Atlanta Braves. And who's winning right now, by the way?
Man, I couldn't tell you. I've been at the bar.
Yeah, it's a good ball game nonetheless. We'll let you know on the score.
All right, thanks, guys.
Screw that up, Bill. Thank you for your good coverage there, as he said. Here is a picture, another live look at Union City, Missouri, where they are experiencing totality right now. This is so cool to see.
Yeah, again, as they said earlier, we have not seen this from coast to coast since June 8th, 1918, 99 years ago. Also, the last time we saw an eclipse, though, just briefly in the U.S., was on February 26, 1979. And I believe the next one we're going to see is April 8th, 2024. But this coast-to-coast total solar eclipse, 99 years, like that guy said. He said, don't mess it up.
Don't mess it up, yeah. And this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience because of the numbers, the years that you've shared. I mean, there are people, some people who might not even, see this in a lifetime. So we're very fortunate to be able to do it. And this is why we've been telling you so often, over and over again, how important it is to protect your eyesight, because we know usually there's no reason for you to look up and stare at the sun, but because this thing is so beautiful, and as you heard some of our folks like Ben Thompson, he couldn't take his eyes off of it for 4 minutes, so imagine doing that with unprotected eyes. But when you look up, you see the definition of the hills and the valleys and the moon, because everything is aligned so perfectly. It takes a while for this to happen.
It's pretty unbelievable to see everyone come together at the baseball fields, young children, college campuses for this unbelievable scientific event. And we're approaching peak right now, as we've been told. But Brad Panovich, said that this is a great opportunity to get your kids involved. Don't get them scared to watch the event. Take them outside, use the glasses or use a pinhole box, and let them be a part of history.
Absolutely, yeah. And the kids are it's amazing how much they've absorbed from us talking about this for as much as we have. Let's check in with our John Wendell, who is taking a look at the forecast for us, because things have to line up perfectly for us to get a good glimpse of this, John.
Right place at the right time, and you were talking earlier that, we've been planning this coverage for months, and now it's finally here, and you don't want one cloud covering up, there you go.
That sun just came out.
That little bit of sun there before it went dark, that's called Bailey's bead. And it happens just before it goes into totality. It's kind of cool.
That's unbelievable. All right, our friends, I believe, down in York County packed in at the library in downtown Rock Hill.
Yeah, this is a cool NASA gave away 700 pairs of those eclipse glasses that I just talked about, just in time for this big event. NBC Charlotte's Billie Jean Shaw picks up our team coverage from Rock Hill. Billie Jean, we're so close to the big event. How are things going down there?
So close, Fred and Sarah. It's amazing down here, and I want to show you what people are doing now. They're looking through this telescope that was provided by the York County Museum. They passed out 700 solar eclipse glasses here downtown Rock Hill at the amphitheater. So if you didn't get a pair, you are lucky able to see this. You don't have to wear glasses to see them. Also want to show you the line of people waiting out here. Everyone say hello. So a lot of excited faces. We can feel it cooling down. We can see the sky getting a little darker. And a lot of people here from York County, as well as a lot of our visitors. So we have some friends that traveled more than 5 hours to get here. Tell us your names and where you're from.
I'm Susan. And I'm Corinne. And we're from Alexandria, Virginia. And it's not 99.1% up there. So we decided to come down to Rock Hill and check it out.
So how has your experience been so far? You have your glasses, we're around a lot of smiling faces and families here. It's a really close-knit event.
It is a really nice event. Everybody's really lovely and nice and welcoming, and I really enjoy the atmosphere of all the families.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us down here in South Carolina and on NBC Charlotte for this historic event. So we're going to send it back to you guys as we get prepared to see history happen before our eyes. Folks watching us out here still, we have our broadcast out here today. So it's such an amazing event. Fred and Sarah, I'm going to send it back to you.
Yeah, and their peak eclipse happens around 2:42, similar to us here in Charlotte, which is going to be 2:41. If you're wondering, all right, when is this going to happen in my backyard?
It's happening right now. Yeah, and our live team coverage continues next as we count down to the total eclipse in the Carolinas. We are about 20 minutes away from the height of this solar spectacle. You are looking live at the town in Greene and Matthews, where a large crowd is gathered to witness the eclipse. We'll take you there live coming up after the break. Welcome back to our continuing live coverage of the 2017 total solar eclipse on WCNC NBC Charlotte. This is a live look at Wingate University's Ballantyne campus, where more than 1,000 people are gathering for the Great American Eclipse viewing party. A lot of heads tilted with those safety glasses on. Ben Thompson and Carolyn Brooke out there as well. We'll check back in with them coming up in just a few minutes. Well, it was a busy day on the area roadways with thousands and thousands of visitors expected to make the drive into South Carolina to view the solar eclipse at totality.
Yeah, let's send it out to NBC Charlotte's Ariel Placencia, driving around this afternoon, keeping you up to date on any routes you might want to avoid. Ariel.
Well, guys, I mentioned in my last report that I was coming out to check I-85, and the good news continues. Just like I-77, not too many cars out, and traffic is moving really good. So I guess people kind of listened to our advice and got to their viewing parties or wherever it is that they were going to watch the solar eclipse. Let me show you the view from our roof cam. It's a little shaky, but I just want to show you that both the southbound and northbound lanes of I-85, no cars. Traffic is moving great, what little there is. So that's excellent news. Now, I had some tips for drivers last time. If you are out in the car, again, as I mentioned, don't pull over on the side of the interstate to look up at the car, to look at the solar eclipse rather, but also make sure you turn your headlights on. That's not something that you think about doing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? But when that moon moves in front of the sun, it's going to get pretty dark. So just make sure that your headlights are on and you double check that really quick. But otherwise, traffic looking pretty good. So that's great. Hope everybody's enjoying the solar eclipse wherever they are. And it's great that they're not out on the roads. All right, guys, that's the latest from I-85. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Ariel. It'll be interesting to see what happens once everyone leaves their location, right? Yeah. So our cameras are live all along the path of totality. As the solar eclipse moves across the Carolinas, you're looking live at Lake Murray right now, where thousands of people are gathered on the water all along the coast, on the shore. I'm sure more people will get out as it gets closer to time. Brad Panovich is there standing by live. Of course, we'll check in with him just moments from now.
Welcome back to our total solar eclipse coverage here on WCNC NBC Charlotte. Our cameras live, bringing you the images right in the middle of the total solar eclipse. Talking 100% coverage here. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich is on Lake Murray with thousands of people counting down to totality. We'll carry it live as it happens for you.
And minutes after Lake Murray goes dark, the moon's shadow moves right across Charleston. Our Brooke Katz is going to be there ready to go live as the night falls in the middle of the afternoon. I was able to sneak out real quickly and put on those glasses. You'll have to do it next break. And it's unbelievable to put on those glasses and it's complete darkness. And like Brad said, you really got to stretch your neck back and look straight up. But then there it is. And it's unreal to see it firsthand.
And apparently that is the best time for you to take an image or a selfie. A lot of people out there taking pictures now. The best time is when you have that totality, when it's darker. But you want to make sure, now that you have time, we've got about 10 minutes to make sure that your cameras are set correctly, to make sure that everything is set. You've only got 2.5 minutes to enjoy that moment.
Right. Okay, thanks for staying with us, everybody, here on NBC Charlotte for this once-in-a-lifetime event. I'm Sarah French.
And I'm Fred Shropshire. It all comes down to this. We are just, as I say, minutes away from the peak of the total solar eclipse in the Carolinas. Our crews spread out from the Great Smoky Mountains to Charlotte to Charleston, bringing you the best live coverage and the best seats in the house.
Yeah, really a first-hand look at everything. So we want to kick off our live team coverage this half hour in Columbia with NBC Charlotte anchor Bill McGinty. So, Bill, we are just minutes away from totality. How is it where you are?
Yeah, it's beautiful, but I got to tell you, everybody here has been saying it's the weirdest light they have ever seen. They really have a hard time comparing it to anything. You know, when a thunderstorm starts to roll in or a storm starts to roll out, the light is different each time. It's sort of like that, but not. It's really hard to explain, and nobody can seem to really put it into words. Other than it's getting dark. Now the Fireflies here in Columbia. We're at Spirit Communications Park here in Columbia. The Fireflies are beating the Rome Braves 5-2. Within about 15-20 minutes or so, we're going to expect all of this to go dark. They're supposed to suspend play and let everybody take a good look at this. We'll see how that goes. They haven't turned on the lights yet, but we were told earlier today that that's the game plan, that they're going to turn on the lights here at the stadium so that in the middle of the day, it'll really feel like a night game. You can see this is packed. They were expecting 10,000 people. Almost a home run. Almost a home run, but it wasn't. So the Fireflies maintain their lead. Looks like he got a stand-up double out of that. All right, guys, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Bill.
And really quickly, we want to show you a live picture in South Carolina where you can see, I believe this is this Charleston? Is that right? Western Carolina. Okay, so we're out in the mountains here. This is Western Carolina in Cullowhee, I believe, and you can see the folks there sitting on the lawn, all heads tilted, watching this. I would say this is a lit party, but really the lighting has gone down because we're about to see an eclipse.
Okay, let's go to Valentine now with Ben and Carolyn. They're at a lit party, that's for sure. One of the biggest viewing parties in the area.
Guys, the Wingate University watch party well underway. It's been underway for quite some time.
Yeah, that's right. You know, guys, the light out here is starting to get dimmer.
It is incredible.
It's starting to get cooler out here.
You can feel there's something interesting happening. You can hear bugs out now. All
They're
of a sudden,
chirping.
The crickets and everything.
I don't know what kind of bugs they are, but they're chirping, whatever they are.
I think they're crickets.
I think they're probably are crickets. So they were expecting 1,000 people here. They're guesstimating now between 4,000 to 5,000 people ended up showing up here. And let me tell you, I don't think there's a single person here who's disappointed.
I think this is one of those things, Bill mentioned it, but it is so hard to put into words looking at something like this, especially when you're in a community like this. People are coming out, everyone is having a good time. We're listening to kind of celestial sounds and just looking up and experiencing it with a big group of people. It's just really incredible.
For those of you stuck inside, our producer Allison described it to a filter on Instagram. That's one way you would describe it. Also, if you put your sunglasses on, it sort of looks like you have your sunglasses on when you're outside.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we are very close to it being 98% here, and as it gets closer, it gets darker and even cooler, which is a good thing.
Thank
it's so hot out
thank
here.
goodness. That's the latest here. I think we're going to toss to Larry Sprinkle with the latest. Larry, what's it like up there? You're in Uptown.
So keep your glasses. That's the lesson here.
We are Discovery Place. It's a big party, over 200 people here, and you mentioned it over there, Valentine. There's about a 10-degree temperature drop, and then we have this kind of I don't know, twilight feeling out here, but it's also amazing. Dan is our photog. It's also gotten quieter out here, so that's another feature. But you see people all spread out. You can see they got their glasses on, checking out the finality, 98% coverage right here. You can see everyone focused on what's going on here, this historical event in Charlotte today. And, you know, it's just fun to be here. Are you having a good time? What's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie, and are you having a good time?
Yes.
Okay, don't look at that without the glasses, okay? He knows a lot better. Hey, what's your name, buddy?
Cole.
Cole, how old are you, Cole?
5.
Do you know what's going on today? What's happening?
The moon's covering the sun.
Very, very good. Let's have a big hand for Charlie right there. Good job, buddy. Thank you so much. Well, you know what? It's amazing to stand here on the deck of Discovery Place and know that it's part of history being made, and to feel the temperature drop and know that right now we're seeing almost the 98% coverage we've been talking about. So back to you guys. It's been a fun time, and it's an event I'll certainly never forget. And we're here live at Discovery Place in Uptown Charlotte.
All right, Larry, thank you. Charlie had his A man choir. He got that right.
He knows his stuff, doesn't he? All right, we are minutes away from seeing the total solar eclipse in the Charlotte area. You are looking live at our special solar lens outside our studios in West Charlotte. 6 minutes to be exact. This is going to happen at 2:41. We're keeping a close eye out for totality. Of course, we'll bring it to you live right when it happens.
Yeah, the excitement and anticipation building across the Carolinas. NBC's Erica Edwards live in Clemson, where thousands of people have their eyes to the sky right now.
Erica, this is so exciting.
It is very exciting. I'm going to echo what Bill and Larry said just a few minutes ago, that the lighting is just eerie. It's not dark, it's not twilight, it's just sort of weird, nothing like I've ever seen before for sure. We are just seconds away from totality. I'm going to put my glasses on to see exactly where we are. Oh, there's just a little tiny sliver left. You can probably hear the crowd. I'm going to actually be quiet here for a minute so you can see and hear. People are cheering. Everyone is pointing up to the sky. They have their cameras out. They have their glasses on.
Yeah, Erica, Larry Sprinkle was saying earlier how his location was eerily silent as well. Like people were just looking up in awe of what was before them. Is that what you're experiencing there with your crowd?
That's exactly what's happening. There are gasps everywhere. People are chatting. People are so excited. They are cheering. They are yelling. I'm going to actually be quiet here for a second so you can hear it. It's all.
Yeah, and Erica, your totality is about a couple of minutes away, we know. I know, folks, this is like a tailgate for people. People, like, even in our newsroom, bringing snacks like the sun chips and the moon pies and
yeah,
everything, Eclipse gum. I'm pretty sure that people are having fun with it that way as well.
That sun is going.
Oh,
that
there
sun
it is.
Almost gone.
Wow, look at everybody cheering.
How dark it went so quickly, too.
And there it is.
And the cool thing about this, too, is you experience the temperature drop. You've heard a number of people talk about how hot it is out there, but the temperature actually drops for a moment when this takes place.
You can see the corona. Guys, this is amazing. Everyone, if you look down, all you see are the phones lit up. If you look up, you can see that beautiful, fiery, feathery bit of atmosphere surrounding the sun called the corona. If you see little beads of light around the moon, those are called Bailey's beads. That's actually sunlight coming through the mountains and the valleys of the moon, the topography there. That's so crystal clear. Very rarely have people been able to see this particular site. I'm looking around, you can see, you know what? They were pointing at a planet. That wasn't a plane at all. It was a planet over there in our sky.
So glad we got to see it.
Erica, what are they chanting?
I'm having a little trouble hearing. They are certainly excited no matter what they're cheering. They see planets.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. The lighting just changed from our viewpoint. Can you see it? Does it look different now?
It's absolutely gorgeous, and it is like nighttime. I couldn't even believe it when they told me this is what it would look like, but it really does. It really does look like nighttime. Oh, that corona is just amazing. It's huge. Now, what they're studying is solar flares coming off the sun. It's important because if scientists can predict it a little bit better, they can really protect our satellites and our astronauts up in space, the International Space Station, and they can study it more and they can really pinpoint when that's all going to happen. In just a few minutes, you're going to see those Bailey's beads again. That's again the sunlight coming through the little, I can start to see one little hint of sun coming through one of the valleys of the moon.
Yeah.
Those are again called Bailey's beads. And
this is just an amazing view, Erica. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to check in with our chief meteorologist, Brad Panovich, who is at Lake Murray, because they are going to experience exactly what you just experienced in a matter of moments. Brad?
Yeah, it's like a weird Instagram filter kind of feel to the lighting. It is just so eerie to see it getting dark right now. And right now we are literally, it looks like just about a minute away from totality here, but it's been getting progressively darker. We felt it cooler. We're starting to hear some of those nocturnal animals and birds that you typically hear right around sunset. You can look behind me. You can see everyone on the dock still looking up because they still have to wear their glasses until 1:41 our time here on Lake Murray. We are going to have 60 seconds away I am actually listening to my timer on my phone, which is counting me down. So it just gave me a 60-second heads up that we're going to be in totality in 60 seconds. And we could see shadow bands away from right now, away from the sun. Now, if you're in Charlotte, you're probably going to see Venus and Saturn in the sky. Here, where we are, we're likely going to see a lot of stars. Now, it is getting really dark right now. We're about 30 seconds away from totality right now. 30 seconds, guys, 30 seconds. So you can see everyone behind me getting prepared, and this is really starting to freak people out. 20 seconds to totality here. I got my camera on my arm, so bear with me if I put the mic down for a second. I want to get a picture of the corona. The lights in the yard have just kicked on, and look now, you guys can see. I'm going to get out of the way and let the scene speak for itself. But there it comes. Oh my gosh. Stuart, aim it up, aim it up. Unbelievable. You can take your glasses off. Wow. Just unbelievable. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I can see Venus up in the sky. It feels like the middle of the night right now. It is unbelievable. It is eerie. You can almost imagine how ancient humans, seeing this for the first time, must have thought the end of the world was coming, because it is just such an eerie sight. It almost doesn't look real. You can see the corona. You can see on the horizon, it looks like one continuous twilight all the way around the horizon, 360 degrees. All the solar lights in the yard here, the buoy and channel markers out in the lake have all kicked on, and it's just this unbelievable feeling. This is honestly one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and it has dropped. The temperature has probably dropped in the last minute or so, maybe about 20 minutes or so. It's dropped about 5 to 10 degrees. I'm going to try to turn our light off here. I'm going to flip it off here. So there you go. So we're going to see the light come back here in a second. So yeah, you can still shoot it, Stuart. So we look at the horizon, it is just a weird feeling, because the light is not coming from the sun right now. It's actually coming from the horizon. Now, if we look off to the west, we can see the end of the shadow heading our way. The clouds on the horizon are already starting to get illuminated as the sun is starting to come back out on the edge of the shadow, which is now moving away from us. I can still see Saturn and Venus in the sky, but I'm starting to see the other edge of the sunlight appears. The corona is starting to get a little lopsided. That's a sign. Now, if you watch carefully, everybody look off in the distance here. This is the sun coming back. It'll come at us pretty quickly, and you can hear everyone on the boats on the lake. It is eerie. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's crickets, there's birds. It does. The crickets are out. I'm looking for fireflies right now. I don't really see any, but the crickets are out right now. It feels like it's the middle of the night. It is really weird. So we're still watching it. It is an amazing feeling, but here we go. We're going to go back to sunlight here shortly. Here it comes, guys. Glasses back on. Glasses back on. Here we go. And now it's brightening back up. Put your glasses back on, everybody. So here we go. Now the sun is coming back out, and now we're going back to that eerie light. So pretty amazing. We're going to turn our light back on, and just like that, there's light again. I mean, you could think about it. As much about science as we know, could you imagine not knowing any of this was going on and just one day this happening? It must have been frightening to so many people before we understood our atmosphere, our solar system, and how all this stuff worked. And now the sunlight comes back out, and we get to watch the whole second half of this. So that was kind of halftime. That was a great halftime show. And now we're going to get to see the second half of this partial eclipse. Just spectacular, guys. This definitely is on my top of my list of anything I've ever got to witness firsthand. It was amazing. I can't even put it into words. It was so cool. I hope you guys got to see some of it back in Charlotte, because this is why I came down to Lake Murray for this.
Charlotte, we saw the temperature drop. It went from 91 to 86 degrees. And I have to tell you, just being here and hearing the excitement in Brad Panovich's voice, because I know how much he loves this stuff. He lives for this, folks. If you don't know, Brad Panovich is a scientist. He is a meteorologist. He loves this stuff. So we know we've been planning at the station for this for quite some time. Brad has been planning for this probably for a couple of years. It's just a beautiful sight. If you're witnessing this, you are witnessing something very special happening.
Brad, if you're still there, I would love to ask you, we've talked about this so much, there's been so much buildup. I know you're there with your kids. Can you talk about what this experience was like for you now that it's come and gone?
Come here. Come here. I'm trying to get my son over here to ask him. He's got this like big grin on his face, but I think he's scared to talk about what he just saw. It was funny because, I mean, you guys were probably like this as well. You know, we had all these people over. People knew the eclipse was going on. And I'll even tell Stuart, my photographer, and Pierre in the truck, they were kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I know why we're here. But then they started to see the sun disappear with the solar glasses. And they were like, oh, now you kind of get it. Because you're like, this is pretty amazing. Even the kids, some of the teenagers here were like, whatever. I first gave them the solar glasses and the projector. And all of a sudden they're like, wow, that is cool. I think it really kind of hit people when they got to see it for real and realize, wow, this is a pretty cool event. They heard about it for months and months and months and probably thought, it's no big deal. But when they saw it, you should have seen the looks on their faces.
That is so cool, you know, and we are seeing these images and this reaction over and over again. I want to check in now with our Brooke Katz. She is live in Charleston. She's at the USS Yorktown, and they are going to experience the exact same thing here in moments. Here we go. Brooke, are you there?
I'm here. It's kind of hard to hear right now. You can hear the crowd behind me. It is, what an experience this is to see. Of course, we were all hoping we would actually be able to see what was going to happen here because of the cloudiness. There's a huge thunderstorm just inland, but you can see now it is twilight. I can feel the temperature has dropped, and the crowd is just absolutely going wild.
That is so cool.
I would love to bring in John Wendell's mic if we can right now. Here's just explaining to us what you're seeing in Brooke's live shot. Explain that, John.
You see the diamond ring, but you also have spots where it was a little bit brighter than other spots, and that was the sunlight going through valleys and around mountains. So there's spots where it was a little bit brighter than other spots, and it's just so amazing that you could actually see the sunlight coming through the valleys from the moon.
Unreal. And I believe Brooke's talking to an eyewitness right now.
Wow. So this is great.
Where are you guys from?
I'm a native here in Charleston. Never been here. We can't imagine the colors right now. The colors are just absolutely amazing.
Isn't it incredible to see?
It is.
It is
very
so
much
cool.
is.
How would you, if you were describing the moment to somebody, how would you describe it?
Majestic in its own way.
Yeah, absolutely magnificent. Just almost like you just know, like so cool. I don't know.
Where are you guys from?
Fort Lauderdale.
What do you think right now?
It's pretty amazing.
Amazing. This is so awesome.
Have you ever seen anything like before?
No, not at all.
Oh, the sun's starting to light back up out here.
Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Oh, look at it. Oh, look at that. Would you look at it? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I know you almost need it, buddy. Hold on.
Let's go!
What do you guys think?
That's cool.
My goodness, it's like a sporting event out there.
It is, isn't it? And John, why does it look like there's two like crescent moons right there? Is that a reflection? It's unbelievable to see this picture from Brooke's live shot right now.
My guess on that is a reflection on the camera.
Yeah, it's a cool effect.
Lens. Yeah, very cool
effect. Definitely is a cool effect, but you heard people describing, one young guy said it looks majestic, which is how, you know, I would probably describe it as well. And Brooke probably can't tell out there, but you're hearing the nocturnal life out there, the crickets chirping and, you know, nature somewhat confused as well over this.
And you're still looking right now at Charleston. You can see those clouds. It almost looks Like everyone's been saying, eerie, the fog. But the next eclipse that we'll see, if for some reason you missed it, is going to be April 8th of 2024. Not a full, total coast-to-coast eclipse, but nonetheless.
But there's somewhere you can go to see this. Yeah. All right, let's check in now with Ben Thompson and Carolyn Bruck, who are live for us. You guys have been doing a great job for us. I'm sure the reaction there has been similar to what we've seen elsewhere.
Hey, you know what? As you can tell, the party's still going, even though the big part of the eclipse is somewhat over at this point. Because, you know, nothing says eclipse like Cupid Shuffle, right?
Nothing says eclipse like Cupid Shuffle.
So at one point, 5,000 people were here to watch this whole thing happen. For us here in Valentine, it got to the point of almost like dusk. Would you say dusk?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I know everyone's trying to describe it. It's so hard to describe. You guys saw it on the TV yourself, but what an incredible experience to share it with all of these people here. Again, probably 4,000 to 5,000 people. The organizer estimates here. Only 1,000 glasses to give out. People were sharing. It was really nice.
It was so nice. It never got fully dark here, but we got the crickets.
We got crickets.
We certainly had the crickets, and it certainly, thank goodness, it dropped in temperature because it was so hot here earlier this afternoon.
It's actually really nice right now too because it's remained a little bit. We are going to wait for the sun to come back up.
It made all the difference.
Yeah, and you know, everyone here, the expression on their faces, that's what it was all about. You know, there's a moment when, of course, you all want to look up, but I took the glasses off and I looked around. Everyone's staring in amazement. Just such a cool thing to experience.
It was sort of magical, and I think not only did it surprise me, I think it surprised everybody.
Yeah, but definitely surprised Ben, which was so cool to see. You know, I'm with you every morning, and he was like, the eclipse, and then to see your face, which was just like everyone else. You can't really describe seeing it. It just was incredible.
And so now it's over, though. It seems like the party's still going here, and people just enjoying themselves. It's going to continue. There's games and there's food, and as you can tell, music. So the party continues here in Valentine, eclipse or not, guys.
They're going to have to kick us out, guys.
Yes, definitely. You guys are having such a good time.
Yeah, we got to come join you.
I want to take a live look now, another live look now. This is the sun you can see here in Charlotte. You can see what everyone is talking about, this eclipse coming across the country. In a matter of hours, we've seen this unfold, history in the making.
So Ben did say, yes, it did end at 2:41. In Charleston, where Brooke is, it ended at 2:48. But if you have your glasses, you can still look up, and this partial eclipse as it moves.
It's almost like a do-over.
Yeah, it is a do-over. That's not going to end till 4:04.
Yeah.
So really another hour that you have time to look up if you did miss the beginning or middle phase of this, so to speak.
Definitely want to use those glasses. And it's something, you know, we take as journalists, I guess. You could say sometimes we take things for granted. One of the things that really got me interested in journalism is having a front row seat to history and to hear Brad out there, how excited he was. And then to hear Carolyn talk about Ben and to hear Brad talk about Pierre, who runs our satellite truck and the crews out there, and how leading up to this, you're like, oh, it's the eclipse. And then when it happens, whoa.
Right.
Look at this.
Well, Brad talked about that too in his live shot, how he can't imagine how people in ancient times would feel looking up. And we aired one of his stories on Friday, and he said in ancient China, they thought a dragon was eating the sun. In ancient Greece, they thought the solar eclipse meant the gods were angry. And so really now the unbelievable part of this is that a solar eclipse can be mathematically predicted across thousands of years.
Yeah.
And here we prepared, we watched it, and now again on, like we said earlier, April 8th, 2024, you can watch again, not coast to coast, not the great American eclipse, but watch it nonetheless.
You can go somewhere else, yeah. But that is so cool. And, you know, the big thing that I guess we're going to be talking about moving forward is people traveling, because a lot of people have traveled to make this trip to our area because we had one of the best views in the country. So we had a lot of people going down to South Carolina, had a lot of people at Lake Murray, had a lot of people in Columbia and Charleston as well. And Bill McGinty, speaking of Columbia, is in Columbia where we had the eclipse of the park, is what we were calling the ballpark down there. I know the folks there were excited, Bill.
Yeah, that's what it's called here in Columbia, the total eclipse of the park. This is the baseball game between the Fireflies, the Columbia Fireflies, and the Rome Braves. Rome is down in Georgia, in case you're wondering. They've suspended play. Actually, you're about ready to watch the first pitch go back out. Play was suspended for about 10 minutes during this eclipse. It was an unbelievable spectacle down here. They gave a huge countdown on the Jumbotron, and everybody started counting down. They left the lights in the ballpark off so that everybody could really enjoy the really total eclipse without having any artificial light introduced into the atmosphere. And around here, I was looking around. I couldn't help but look around, and I noticed what Brad was talking about. It was really like sunset. It was sunset over there, and we could see stars out over there, and the sun was just glowing brilliantly behind the moon. It was fascinating, really one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna put my earpiece back in so I can hear you guys, but yeah, unbelievable here. It's starting to warm up a little more too. We enjoyed the nice break from the heat and humidity.
Bill,
Sarah
I
and Fred?
have a question for you. And some of the live shots that we saw, some people got eerily quiet, just in awe and amazement. Some people, it was like a sporting event. They were cheering and chanting. What was it like there at the ballpark?
It was very similar to that. Down here at the ballpark, you know, this crowd over here, over to the right where photojournalist Reed Bennett is panning the camera, they were on their feet. Everybody was clapping. I think the biggest disappointment is going to be when people take a look at their camera rolls on their cell phones and they really see what they captured, which was either something that was blown out, doesn't look like anything that they actually saw through those glasses, unless you're like Brad, who's got a specific filter over a telephoto lens. If you're a real shutterbug, and that's what they call an avid photographer, if you're one of those, then you probably did it right, and you're going to see some fascinating pictures showing up on social media. But if you just figured, what the heck, I'm going to grab my camera and see what I get, I'm pretty sure you're going to be sorely disappointed when you go through that camera roll.
Yeah, you would have had to have practiced on the moon. That's what they instructed you to do, to practice on the moon, your aperture settings and all of that before this even happened.
Bill, you're a photographer. Did you take any pictures?
Yeah, I did take some, and I'm one of those people that's sorely disappointed by what showed up on my camera roll. I'm actually running a time-lapse with one of my GoPro cameras, but I have it pointed at the field, so I wanted to see the transition from light to day, or from light to darkness, and then darkness back to light. So I'll pop that up on social media a little bit later this evening when I get back to the hotel, and I'm able to edit it together on a computer. But it was fascinating to see, but yeah, anybody who tried to capture it with a cell phone, pretty disappointed.
All right, thanks, Bill. Hey, just a quick little tidbit of information. If you didn't know, after the eclipse left South Carolina, it's going to head over the Atlantic coast and end at sunset near Africa.
And that will be a beautiful sight indeed. Well, we certainly thank you for joining us for our special edition coverage of the total solar eclipse here in the Carolinas. It is a beautiful sight. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out with us.
We'll see you at 4 o'clock, everybody.